Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. My name is Terry, and this is my Friday making video on a simpler life with me, aka retirement life. So, how have you been? We have been good. Really, we've been good. I don't know if you can tell out the window, but it's snowing today. We could get up to 4 inches of snow. They said 1 to 4 inches, but it's been snowing since 8:30 and it's supposed to continue through the day. But nothing like the people down south, because you all been hit hard either with ice or lots of snow, and thoughts and prayers go out to you all. I'm sorry, looking out my big picture window here because there's a ton of birds out here and squirrels. So today I will be showing you what I have worked this week, this past week on, since last Friday, and I'm surrounded by lots. So today I will be showing knitting, crocheting, cross stitch. I'm looking around at all my stuff here, finished objects, and happy mail, as I call it. Sorry, my nose itches. So I'm not going to sit here and chit chat with you forever and ever, but nope, that's all I'm going to do because I can't remember all. I am starting to listen to some audiobooks, and so I will try to put those at the very end for the ones that don't want to be that part of it, and then I'll see how long this goes, and I might touch on a little bit of how life has been for me and everything. So let's start right in. So I started this scarf through Knitmas, and it was 12 days of Knitmas. Now it is done as of Monday, and I haven't finished it. I want it done. I'm on day 11 of 12. It's just that it just takes me forever to do lace and all that stuff, and there's other things I want to work on. But let me show you what it looks like, where I am, and the yarns I am using. So it called for 3 skeins of yarn, and the first 2 are from Blooms and You. One is called Yellow from the Other Side, and the other one is called Yellow It's Me. And the tealy blue is from Why Not Fibers, her Stardust base, called Lake Effect is the colorway. So this right here is the 2 colors, and this right here, I should tell you, has 10% cashmere in it, and oh, it's such a dream to knit with. So I have these 2 colors here. You can see that tealy blue right there. So that's why I went stash diving, and I added this. So this is the Why Not yarn. It has a sparkle to it. It has like a little bit of stellina in it. So that's what I've been using. And like I said, I chose, it was either a scarf or a wrap. I chose the wrap, and it's all tangled. I got my cute little flower stitch protectors right here. So this right here is day 11 right here, but this is what it's looked like so far. This right here was called Honeycombs. This stitch right here, I cannot remember what it was called without looking back on it, but it was a fun stitch to do. And then these are the snowflakes, the twinkling lights. I can't remember what she called this one, but it's a cable. These were called snowballs. This one was called icicles. This was called paper chains. This one was called crackers. And then this one was the lace work that started it off with the garter stitch on the bottom. So yeah, so I have 3 more rows to do of this, or 3 more repeats I should say of this, and each repeat is like 6 rows, and then I can go on to number 12, or I might see how long it is, and if it's already going to be really long, because I mean it's just but no, I will finish that last clue, because a lot of people are not doing that last clue because they just want it done, but I'll finish that last clue. So anyways, that one I have been touching on and off, because like I said, there's other things that I want to do. So for whatever reason, I decided I just wanted to start everything, it seems like. My first, I don't know if it's passion, but I learned how to crochet before I learned how to knit. Knitting, my mom always did, and my grandma did. They both crocheted, but they both like the knitting more than the crochet. And I think for me, the crochet I took on and I liked it. And you can get stuff done quicker. In my mind, I could get stuff done quicker at that time. So I remember being a youngster when they had 4-H, and my mom sending me to the 4-H. They had a knitting class and everything, and that's how I learned how to knit. But then growing up, everything went to the wayside, and then I started seeing people knitting socks. I always wanted to do socks, and so I found a pattern in my local craft store. They have these freebies that you walk by and you can take down for projects that you can just take and do. And there was one on socks that used a US 7, so a knitting needle, so it was more like a slipper style sock, but it was on it was at double points. So I learned how to do socks on double points. And if you know anything about sock knitting, you can knit them double points and circulars, and you can do double circs, and you can do the tiny circulars. You can do, when tiny I'm saying like 9 inch. You can do magic loop. There's all ways of knitting socks. And I decided that I wanted to try magic loop. And I found a YouTube tutorial by Kayla from the Crazy Sock Lady, and she's got all types of tutorials on double points and on circulars, the short ones, the mini ones, and magic loop. And so that's how I learned. And I can remember sitting there having to go back. It's like, okay, how do I do the cuff? And I would listen to her, and I would pause it, and I would do the cuff. Okay, and the leg. And then what always, I can remember how many stitches for my size for the cuff and the leg and the foot, but I couldn't remember how to do the heel, flap and turn, and how to do the gusset. And I can remember the house had to be quiet when I did that heel turn, because you can mess that up in a heartbeat. But anyways, that's how I started with sock knitting. And so I got pretty good at that, and I enjoyed that. But I also like to do other things with sock yarn. But I did cast on for my December sock that I drew in December. This was from Yarnable, from Cheryl from Yarnable, called SEANACE, Seance. It has beautiful colors in this one. And then I had pulled this mini out of my stash, and I can't tell you what it is. I will try to link everything if I remember. I have my Ravelry if you want to look stuff up. That's all got all the details on it. But I thought that it pulled that right out in there. So I did 2 at a time. I got the first one done, y'all. So this is the second one. I use US 1 2.25, and I do 10 rounds right here. Just depends. Sometimes I like 15, sometimes I like 25. So and I did for the leg, this is a shorty, so I only did 20 rows instead of the 30 or 60 that most people do. And I got the heel flap and a turn all done, and now I am picked up the stitches, and now I'm doing the decreases to get back down to my original number. So it will go like that. So I've been working on that because I need to get that done. But this is the first sock that I did get done. And I like my ones a little bit shorter. I don't mind the 30 rows, the 10 extra rows, but I just don't like super long ones. But I thought this turned out super, super cute. So that is my December one. So I did get that one done. And so what I do in the mornings when I do my devotions, because I listen to the Bible on my audio, it's not on Audible, it's my Bible app YouVision, so I can listen to it. Then for that hour I will knit on this if I have a sock going, or I will crochet on something. Just depends on what I feel like in the morning. So that is my December socks. And last year I had said I wanted to knit 12 socks in a year, and I wanted to use up more of my yarn stash, and I threw it out here on my channel. If anybody wanted to join me in whatever they wanted to do, whether it was crochet, knitting, sewing, whatever, you know, diamond dots, whatever. You pick, and you pick how many you wanted to do. And Miss Jenny is the only one I know that's doing the socks with me. I know Miss Janet was doing hats at one time. So we decided to do that again this year. So pulled out 12 more, actually pulled out 15 skeins, but I pulled out 12 more skeins. And I don't have very much on my January one, because you'll see why, because I've been doing other things. So this one right here, I originally said was going to be color work, and I have tried color work twice on this, and I just want to get January's knitted up. So what I'm going to do, because I have some knit pick strolls, I'm going to, once I get my 2 socks done, then I'm going to try it again. I'm not giving up on it, because this is my year of color work. I'm going to try. But this was Yarnables. This one is called Laugh S'more, Worry Less. It was in her plush sock yarn, 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon, 100 grams or 437 yards. And I used to belong to her club, but there's so much out there to buy that I stopped because I had a lot. So this right here, it's going to be really pretty done up. And I want to get this going. But like I said, I'm not very far. That's it. That's it. I want to get that December sock done. So I've been focusing on the December sock. So that's why, that's as far as I got on that. But then, y'all, this blanket behind me was crocheted. I did that several years ago, and I took my leftover sock yarn and I held it double. So I took the strand from the inside and a strand from the outside, and I just held them together, and I decided I wanted to do a continuous granny square blanket with it. And it was a great way for me to use up the yarn. A lot of people knit their DK or their single blankets. I can't remember what it's called offhand, but the little squares that you attach. I tried that, and it's not for me. Let's just say that it's not for me. This was for me, and I love this. And this makes whatever blanket or whatever you use with your extras. Sometimes if you got, you know, you can do, you know, scrappy socks if you want. But I just wanted to put it in the blanket. Now, Jerry, Mr. Jerry, my husband, said to me the other day, he says, boy, he says, I really like this blanket. Now, he doesn't cover up in blankets. He says, but I really like this blanket. He says, you ought to do another one of that. And I thought, I do have a lot of sock extras. So, because of him, I did start it. So let me show you what I've done. So I'm housing it. He got me this bag from a local yarn shop from Henny's in Caledonia, and this came from someplace in in Costa Rica, that she always goes down for missions and stuff. And so the ladies down there had made this, and so I've had this for a long time. But I have a whole bunch of minis in here, so I can just grab and pull out when I want to. So I am using a size G hook, and like I said, I'm holding the strands 2 together from the outside and inside, and I just attached this last night, and this is what I have so far. So this really makes a beautiful granny stitch. And this is your typical granny stitch. When I say typical, and there's the center right there. So for this granny stitch, because you can do them all types of ways, I am doing 3 double crochets in each space with a chain 1. So I do 3 double crochets. So I will do a 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1, you know, chain 1, 3 double crochet. In the corners, I am doing 3 doubles, chain 3, 3 doubles, and then a chain 1. And so that's what I am doing. And I should have finished that little bit, because that would have been a round. And what I'm doing so that I can try to keep, you know how sometimes when you crochet a square, it gets kind of skewed, you know, it starts to twist a little bit. I am, every time I get done with a round, I will then turn it, and then I will start and I'll go back the opposite way. And so far, I think that the squares have been staying pretty good. But this makes a nice, squishy, thick, thick blanket. So the other thing is that I saw from Expression Fiberworks, no, Expression, oh, what is it called? Expression Fiber Arts. I saw she does a freebie. Hey Google, stop. My bread timer, and I'm sorry if you have a Google. My bread timer is ready to go into the oven. She on Fridays will do a 1 week will be a knitting pattern for free, and another week will be a crochet one. Well, I love to knit shawls or whatever, and I love to crochet them. She had one called The Awakening, and I'll post pictures here. And it was all crochet, and it took 5 skeins, and I thought, ooh, 5 more skeins to get out of my stash. So y'all, I did start it. I'm just going to show you, it's just a little bit. The first skein I am using is La Jolla 100% Superwash Merino. It is 400 yards, 115 grams. And this one is called Color of the Month. And this is what it looks like right here. lots of beautiful color in it. And this is how far I got. Let's see if I can do this. And this is how far I got. So I am on row 12. So, and that has been fun. It gives a chart, and it also gives the written instructions, directions, and I've had to use both because, you know, some designers, it's how they describe how you should do it, and I have to get used to how she says things, and I know once I do, then it will click a little bit faster. But yeah, so I did start that too. I told you, I got all the stuff. Well, then the other crochet things that I did, so that's basically all the cast-ons I've done. I did start one cross stitch, and then I'll go into my finished objects, and I do have some scrapbook cards. So I am in a stitch along. There's so many birds out here. They're like, hey man, it is snowing. I'm trying to get the picture out so you can see it. It's called One Stitch at a Time by La Di Da. And this is what it's going to look like. And it started today. It's a 10-month stitch along, and she's got it broke down into sections that you can do. Now I am using 18 count. I'm going to try to show it to you how they got it broke down, maybe. I'm using 18 count country mocha, French country mocha, and I bless you, Jerry. And I just started it right here, and that is the border, because y'all, I've been busy this morning. So anyways, she has broke this down. So for the month of January, it says beautiful things come together one stitch at a time. So from beautiful things, all that stitching right here above is what is for January. So, but like she said, you can, you know, I start up in the right hand side, and she says if you, wherever you usually start, you start where you want to start. So I did, like I said, I didn't get much, but I did get that. So Miss Janet, I think this crochet hat is going to be because you were an enabler to me. So Miss Janet had commented that she was going to try to do one hat a month this year. And I remember I wanted to do that because our daughter works at a place that is a rehab facility for women trying to get back on their feet. And every Christmas they try to have the community make something for each of the residents that's there at that time, because the turnover can change, you know, because it's a rehab center. And they even have groups that come in and teach the ladies how to sew. They have people that donate stuff like diamond dot kits, because these ladies love to do that stuff. Books, jewelry, clothing, you name it. It's a earn your reward system is what it is, and then they get to go shopping out of that to get at Christmas time, especially for their family and their kids. So she told me about this like a week or two before Christmas last year, and so I only was able to do headbands. I was only able to get 6 of them done with all my other knits and stuff. And I showed her the pattern because she crochets too. Well, this year I thought, you know what, I'm going to try to do 30 to 50 hats if I can. I'm going to try. They're going to be easy things, and I'm taking the yarn out of my stash because I've got acrylics too, because I make blankets and stuff. So I went on and Googled, like a lot of people do, simple hats basically, and I found a pattern that was for half double crochet hats and double crochet hats, and they were just beanies, and they were free patterns, and so that's what I did. So this one right here was, the first one is a half double crochet, and I will if I can remember to do all this, I will link the designer and stuff. I found her on Ravelry, but she also has a website. So this does fits me quite nicely. My head circumference is like 21 inches, so it fits me quite comfy. I still might put pom-pom on these right here. I might not. I don't know, because it's for donation. She also had, and she gives sizes from newborn all the way up to adult large, and she's got several hat ones, and I was able to do this thing in a couple of hours because it was a number 4, which is your Aran worsted weight, and I used a size I hook, so within a couple hours, you know, and it was from the crown down. So then I thought, I'm going to try the double crochet one. And so I did that one right there. So you just start right there, and you're basically doing a increase so far, and then you're just, you know, crocheting all the way around. And on all of these, she does a slip stitch decorative brim on the bottom. And I did another one. This is what I did over the weekend. And then I thought, you know, because, you know, I was able to get, you know, like I said, one in a couple hours, so I could go on to something else. But then I got to thinking, is that too plain, or is that going to be okay? And they make other designs out there. And so I went searching, and Bag O Day Crystal, I found hers. Now I have made a lot of her stuff too, and so this one I finished last night, and it was I can't remember what she called this. Now this one fit a little bit bigger. It wasn't too bad on me. It's not like it's going to fall off, but not like the other ones are a little bit snugger. But all this is this is a front post stitch with a double crochet in between. And this one started in the center and you just increase until it gets to the certain, you know, size that she says to increase. And then I think I did 17 rows down, and then she ended it with 3 rows of single crochet. I love this color. I can't tell you what color this is, because it was, you know, in my stash without a band on it, just like all of these. These were leftovers. And I can't remember, I think she said either 100 grams or it's, I don't know. I just know that if the pink one, this one right here was from a leftover blanket, and the next pink one I had a full skein of it, and it used maybe half of it. This other one is called a star stitch. And Miss Janet, when you said star stitch, I thought, I'm going to look that up. Now, I don't know if this is what you did because, you know, it's just a star stitch, but Crystal had the star stitch and it started from the top and goes down. And this one, I just finished it with a star stitch. So my plan is to hopefully try to do a couple of these in a month, because I know when spring and summer come, the garden comes and all that stuff, and I tend not to do a lot of crafts. I do some, but you know. So I had done that, so I got that at least started. So I need to get a bin or a box and throw these in so that I have those. But yeah, this is what happened when you're retired and it's just Jerry and I, and we keep up on the housework and stuff, and I know there's daily housework, and so I stop and I do stuff just like the bread and making the yogurt and stuff, and then I come back and sit down and take a couple hours and do something. So the other thing, I have two more things to show you and then I will be done. Our daughter, or our son's wife, Lindsay, sells cards. And then I started looking up on YouTube, and I talked about this a little bit last year, and I found some demonstrators for Stampin' Up! That was showing how to do cards, and I wanted to do my own Christmas cards, which I did. And then at Christmas, Mr. Jerry and my daughter-in-law, Lindsay, she knew somebody that had a Gemini that we could get for half price. And so that's what we did, that's what they did. And then she bought me some stuff. So a Gemini is a die cutting machine. It is electronic, so you can just put it through, and once it grabs it, it just die cuts it. And then she got me some a stencil and stamp thing, so you can put your stamp in it, so you can stamp all the time on it. And Jerry had gotten me a bunch of stuff. So yeah, so needless to say, I need to get some more scrapbooking paper. I ordered and it came in, and I've already used a bunch of it. You're going to see it in a minute. I ordered some more glue. I do need some adhesive tape, though I didn't do that. I ordered paper shears, because I didn't have those. I have all types of quilt shears that I'm not touching, but not paper shears. So anyways, I did that, and I started seeing some, and when I ordered this, it was purple Victorian paper, and it was so pretty. And so I decided, I have a couple birthdays coming up, and I just wanted to have cards that if I want to send something to somebody, they're done, and I can write a little message in it and I can just send it. I do have to get some more stamps for like thinking of you, and I do have a few birthday ones because she got me that for Christmas. But there's different things like that. So I made 5 cards. So this right here is a fun, because it opens up and then it will open up again. So I just embellished it a little bit, and then I didn't have anything on the inside. Mr. Jerry said it needed something, so I just put that sticker there. And I love, this was part of that paper, and so it is just so that I can still sign something. This one is a birthday one, and this is another type of, I guess it's called a gate, because it opens up. So This is what it looks like on the outside. Then you would open it up and it's going to look like this. So I enjoyed that. And then this is another fun fold one. I like this one. So this one right here, I added the little sticker here. And this one opens up on the diagonal. So I thought that was a sweet one. This one right here is a flip up one, or a portrait. And this one was made so that it is like you can open it up. So it goes like this, and then you refold it back down, and then you tuck this one inside. Let me get these tucked back in. It's hard to do on camera backwards. So then it makes that little sweet square right there. And then on the inside, again, I just put just a little thing here. And the last card I did, and I have more cards, but they'll be for next week when I do them. I have ideas. And this was part of that Victorian design. So all I did with this one is I just did a ribbon with a knot, and then I cut out one of the little butterflies, and this was part of the design in it, and I just put the backing behind it, and then I just free cut the circle right here so I can write something inside. So that was all my cards. I love card making. It just helps me not, for me, it takes me like everything stands still. A couple hours will fly right by and my creative juices come out, and I'll start looking at stuff and I'll start pulling papers out and I'll go, ooh, what about this? And ooh, what about that? And so I can sit there and spend a whole day just making cards. But then I've been, you know, trying to use up my yarn stash and everything, and there was an email I got, and this gal was offering on her January club so much off, and when I saw it I went, oh yes please. So I got it. So this is my happy mail. It's called from Nitty McPurley Yarn Company, and this is the color right here. And I love purples. And I love this. This is so, so pretty. This would make beautiful socks. This one is on her 75% superwash merino base, 25% nylon, 100 grams, 415 yards, or 379 meters. It's called Color of the Month, January 2024. It says this icy, wintry color coordinates beautifully with her frost, her thistle, and she's got like others that it will go to, but that is so pretty. So, so pretty. All right, so that is all the crafting. So if you don't want to stick around for just the next few minutes, because that's all it's going to take, because I already kept you long enough. Thank you for stopping by. Please like and subscribe. And every Friday I do Friday makings with me. And on every Tuesday it is my Weight Watcher weigh-in day and how's it going and all that stuff. So thank you so much. So life updates and stuff, not much. We just been home, and you know, I've been crafting. Mr. Jerry's been out and his building stuff with wood and stuff, and so we've both been good. the weather and stuff has been kicking our butt with our sinuses sometimes, because it's been so cold and then the weather just changes so drastic. But other than that, we've been really good. Weight Watcher wise, it's been really good too. The one thing that I find now that potatoes and beef and I even think sweet potatoes, but anyways, the beef that is, I don't know if it's 90%, we always get, you know, the lean and stuff, that is free. So last night he made a shepherd's pie, and it had, all it had in it was a tomato base, and the tomato base is my tomato soup that I canned and stuff, and so that is all 0 points because it's just tomatoes with seasoning in it. And then it had mixed vegetables, which was 0. It had bone broth in it, which was 0. Beef broth, which was 0, sorry. And it had ground lean 96% beef, and the potatoes had he made mashed potatoes, and our mashed potatoes was 2% milk, like 2 tablespoons, if that. Well, actually a 1/4 cup. So between the two of us, I'm saying 2 tablespoons for me, and then the butter was a tablespoon because he only put 2 tablespoons of butter in that. So that's what I counted out of that whole meal was, I think it was like 3 points, and then for a glass of 2% milk it was 5. So for 8 points, where it normally would cost me even more. And it just makes me feel like I'm not being deprived as much. And I'm also discovering that I'm not going crazy on the free foods like I used to. So for that aspect of it, that is good for me. I have been listening to an audiobook on the movie Wicked. It's in a book, so I didn't want to watch the movie until I read the book, so I started that. And then there is another one that I just saw today from Summer Lee, and I'll have to put the title across here. It's a suspense, like a murder mystery type thing, and I listened to the sample and it hooked me, so I had an Audible credit left, so I got that down. So those are the 2 books. I tend to sometimes, you know, like my crafts. If I feel like I don't want to listen to this book, I'll listen to this book and try to do them at the same time. So, but other than that, I'm going to let you go because it's been way past where my bread needs to go in the oven, and I've kept you long enough. So thanks again, my friends, for listening, and I hope that you will come back next Friday and see what I have been making. And till we can talk again, I will be back to close out this vlog, and it won't be very much because I'm already up there. So thanks again, my friends, and I will see you next Friday, hopefully. And for my Weight Watcher friends, I'll see you Tuesday. Have a great weekend, everybody. friends, I'm going to close the vlog out. It is still snowing out, and Mr. Jerry's out there making supper, so I thought I'd come in here and say thank you again for stopping by, and I hope that I will see you on my next vlog, which is Tuesday, for my weight loss journey. And if not, again, see you Friday, friends. Stay strong. We got this. Enjoy all your makings, and I'll see you next week.